Hello everyone, Chocolo Roberto here for the possibly the 8th or 9th live video review. I can't believe it's that long already. I mean, it's gone so quick the time, hasn't it? It'll be 2022 before we know it. Hello everybody, hope you're doing okay. Hope you're having a lovely new year so far. Hi Scotty in the chat, by the way, I can see you there. Thanks for waiting. So I'm a couple of minutes late, by the way. Well, I think I'm perhaps almost on time. How about that? So what have we got today? We've got the Lily O'Brien's Petit chocolate indulgence. There you go. So very, very indulgent, I think you'd say. How you doing, Scotty? Are you doing okay? Hope you're doing all right. So I've not replied to you on the Discord chat, by the way, yet. I know I've seen the messages. It's just been one of those mornings and afternoons and days. Oh dear. But here we go. So yes, so it's the eighth. I think it's the 8th review. Maybe it's 7th or the 8th. I'm not sure. Yeah, and quite well. I mean, I must say, I quite like the look of these Lily O'Brien. I think the packaging is really well done. I think it looks very sort of contemporary, very stylish, very nice. It's a lovely set actually, I have to say. Now you can see in the top corner, I've got essentially the chocolates here that are available. I had to take a photo of the back of the box because I couldn't find it easily enough online really. It does have a bit of a description there, so you can see the quality is not great, so I do apologise for that, but I can make it bigger so you can see. Cover up my own face. There we go, look at that. So you can do that any time. So we've got let's maybe move it down. The problem is when I put it down here I can't see it because my camera's in the way. So that's the only problem with putting it there, but I have got it on here in front of me. But you know, obviously, yeah, there we go. So we've got 6 different chocolates here, 6 of them. They all look quite tasty. I will try and make this bigger, I think, because I think you can't see it otherwise. So there we go. So there we are. So I'm probably going to work my way from left to right, but unless someone's got any preferences, of course, speak now or forever hold your peace, or whatever they say. But they do look very interesting, and I like the way we've got a full description on the back of the box as well, which I think is really good. So we've got the Le Crunch Chocolat, I guess. Possibly French. Sticky toffee, simply chocolate. So I don't know where, perhaps there's a difference between that and the French version. Praline Perfection, another praline one. Raspberry creme and orange chocolate ganache. So we've got a good selection there, I would say. But there's only 6 different ones. We saw in last week's one there's about 10, I think, in the selection we did last week. Do seem to range, don't it? But that was the milk tray, wasn't it? So you know, it's what you would expect to be like maybe more mainstream. Well, it is more mainstream really. Selection of chocolates had 10 different ones in it, whereas this one, I think it was 10 anyway. I'm sure it was. But this one's only got 6. But then you know, quality over quantity, stuff like that. Or maybe prefer quantity. Who knows? Yeah. So I'll tell you what we'll do though. Before we go into this properly, we'll have a look at the actual detail of the box. If you excuse my, there we go. I was trying to change the size of that, but it's actually ended up moving it. There we go. How about that? Yeah, all right, okay, yeah, no worries, Scott. I know you have bad signal, really. Yes, it's one of those. Yeah, my internet's terrible where I am, to be honest with you. I've had to sort of basically get a 4G router in order to do it because my actual proper internet is just not very good enough. So, yeah, there we go. So it is a pain, but I hope you're doing all right anyway. Yeah, comment when you can and stuff like that. You know, as I say, and there's always the catch up so if you miss anything. But you know, a nice green chocolate bar, by the way. I think it's going to change maybe to yellow or blue. I'm not sure what the next one is. But yeah, it should change, I think, in the next couple of days. I think you've been a member now for about 26 days, so maybe about 4 or 5 more days. You'll have a nice different coloured chocolate bar. Oh, so yes, so we'll have a look at the stuff here. So you can see there's lots of blurb here. Now, as I say, I'd like to read this while I'm showing you, but I unfortunately can't see it. Oh, there, maybe I can see it a bit. Yes, there we go. So you got a lot of blurb on the back there, and it's I don't know who that is. It's not Lily O'Brien anyway, that signature there, but there's a nice little bit of blurb there. Obviously the ingredients. Now have we got palm oil's the big one at the moment, isn't it? So I'll check if we've got palm oil in it. Alright, it's got vegetable oil, sunflower, so it looks like we're okay. Yep, so there's no palm oil in it by the looks of it. This product does contain any artificial colours or flavours, and it's suitable for vegetarians, it says as well. For maximum taste and enjoyment, please store your Lily O'Brien's chocolates in a cool, dry place, 15 to 18°C. Away from moisture, strong sunlight and odours. And odours, it says. Products illustrated, not real size. So we've got some calorie details there as well. Now I can hopefully view these. There we are. So per 4 pieces, 39 grams, approximately 4 pieces, 210 calories, 12 grams of fat, 7 of which are saturates. So then per 100 grams, 538 calories, 30.7 grams of fat, 17.9 which is saturates. So I think, yeah, I've been saying for the past few reviews that between 400 to 500 calories per 100 grams is a good amount. Any over that is a bit too much. Yeah, so you can see the reflection actually, can't you? See the camera and things. Yeah, so I think, long story short, is I think that's, you know, there is quite an indulgent set of calories there. Yes, the barcode, yeah, it just changed. Yeah, basically, the longer you remember, Scotty, the difference it changed. It's one of those little hooks, isn't it, to keep you there. That's the thing, isn't it? You know, I don't do it, YouTube does it, so I do apologise. But I did make them chocolate bars, so I did change that part of it. But yeah, it's YouTube hooking you in, you see, hooking you in, that's what it is. But it's a nice little thing, though, it's a nice little thing. Obviously, the more members I get, they have their own little communities as well. So the green group, the blue group. I mean, it's 5 different colours, basically. I think there's something like green, blue, yellow, orange, and red, I think. Maybe there's 6, maybe there's pink as well, maybe. Not sure. Yeah, there's a start. You can change the colours to anything you want, but YouTube has a defined 5 or 6 colours, so I've just stuck to them to be consistent, basically. So if you're members of different channels, you'll know what people are, basically. Yeah, so just try to keep it the same. But there we go. But it's nice, it's nice. And you can do little like gifts as well and stuff like that, but I've not really done them properly. But yeah, I don't know if you do a colon and type Chocolo or something like that. Yeah, there you go. But yes, I know. After that video I did the other day, calories all the time. I need to be honest with you, it's ironic really. I've kind of been a bit too indulgent since Christmas and New Year, so I need to now go on my diet, I think, as of Monday. So I'm going to start cutting down again, really. Yeah, so I'm not quite, you know, I think I must have put on about 7 pounds or something, so I need to be careful. But you know, I was having a bit of a holiday, so I was enjoying it. So you know, got to treat yourself every now and again. Okay, so there we go. So right, got the Petit chocolate indulgence. I've not even opened it yet, so I apologise for this. But indulging Leo Brien's delightfully delicious miniature mouthfuls of sumptuous milk, dark and white chocolate recipes. There we go. 30 chocolates are in this box as well, so it's not bad. So the what's it called? I forgot what it was now. Milk tray had 17 in it for a similar size box, even though it's double-sided. Well, 2-layer. This one's only single layer. This one's got more chocolates in it, so we've got 13 more chocolates. So even though you pay this a bit more expensive, yeah, you know, even though it looks to be about the same size and the other one's got 2 layers, it only has 17 chocolates and this has got 13 in. So it's almost 50% more. So when you think of it that way, but it's only got 6 different types of chocolates as well. So 6, 12, 18, 20, 30, and so you get 5 of each. You should do anyway, so not too bad. Whereas I think you didn't get 4 of each. You got 2 of some in the milk tray. So when you consider things like that, you know. So we've got Lily O'Brien's passionate about chocolate. So we've got this blurb on the back. I will give it a read. Like most people, my fondest child memories are sprinkled with sunny days, smiling faces, and chocolate. But chocolate became an all-consuming passion in 1992 when I discovered the art of chocolate making. It's a passion of mine before that, and I didn't discover chocolate making. From the beginning, it was all about amazing taste, delicious ingredients, and creating mouth-watering recipes to share with family and friends. And from there, the seed of business Lily O'Brien's began to grow. The seed of a business. Named after my daughter Lily, the company creates chocolates that we can be proud of every day. It's why we get up in the morning and why we dream of chocolate at night. We hope the proof is in the eating, so whether it's your first at Lily O'Brien's or your 100th, we wish you oodles of pleasure and delicious moments of indulgence through the chocolate journey. So there we go. Okay, right, so I think we should give it an open then. So there is a bit of tape. So I do have my trusty knife there. Tape on the top and bottom. So we'll just cut through that, hopefully. There we go. On the bottom as well. Just be careful not to do myself an injury while doing this. Okay, so I'll have to hold them flat when I open them, of course. I made that same mistake as I did the other week where I just tipped them all up. Okay, yeah, so there we go. Got a nice little, there we go, nice little catalogue there, and that's quite nice. Of course, if I'd opened it beforehand, I could have done a screenshot of this into the top corner, but I wanted to open it, you know, from the start really, so, you know, it's one of those. Okay, but I think that looks quite nice. Definitely better than the one I've got in the top corner, but there we are. You know what, I could technically try and put that in the corner now, but I think it's, you know, things go wrong, don't they, when you do things live, so I'll try not, I won't push my luck. Now we do have another, I said I should be careful, but it is sealed actually here. There's another seal around the box, which is quite nice, I guess, but it does mean, yeah, a bit of difficulty getting it. You can see there's some crumbs and stuff around the bottom where things have escaped. So is there an easy way to open this? I don't think there particularly is. So I might have to get my knife out again and do some shenanigans, but I'll tell you what, I think there's a bit of, there we go, okay, you can get along the seam at the top. Let's do that one. I just have to be careful now I don't drop it. Yeah, I do like it when you, yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It reminds me, I think a lot of them now do it on the box and things, which is fine. But there's something a bit special about having the menu inside the box, isn't there? Just a little menu and stuff. It just seems a bit more something about it, doesn't it? Like searching for the menu. I used to quite like it in roses and things as well. You had to search. You had to search for the tin of roses in Quality Street to find the menu. I used to think that was quite nice. Okay, right. So there we go. So there we are. So we should have. There we go. Ooh, look at that. We've got a nice little thing here. Right on the sides. Kind of yeah, it's not bad. Okay. Okay, so get rid of that. So there we go. So what's the Petit chocolate indulgence? There we are. Look at that. So I think we said there's 30 chocolates, there's 6 chocolates, so there should be like 6 of each, is it? 5 of each? 6, 12, 18, 12, 30, 5 of each. So they're all mixed about a bit as well to an extent. So it's obviously probably done purposefully. Hey Alan, how are you doing? Hope you're doing okay. Yes, he does, doesn't he? Yeah. Yeah, I think the menu's nice. It's just something a bit special, isn't it? As I say, I used to remember when back when I was a kid, looking through the roses box. We always had roses, really. Just searching for that menu inside the big tin of it, and the tin. I mean, I think you can get tins nowadays, but they kind of went back to them, didn't they? Tins of roses. Whereas originally they stopped doing the sort of big tins of them. They had those smaller plastic tubs. Recently they've done like the bigger tins, but they cost about £500 or something. Well, about £8 or something like that. I don't know. I don't think I've had specifically one of those actually, but I used to love searching for the menu. Yeah, it was really nice. So there we go. So I think that's quite not bad, that really. As I say, last week we did the milk tray, which was a bit cheaper, but the size box was relatively the same. It had 2 layers, but there was only 17 chocolates. This one's got 30. So you can see they're actually all. I mean, there's obviously a bit of a border around the edge, but compared to the milk tray, which had 2 layers and things, and only 2 of some chocolates, this one's a lot more. There's a lot more going on here. Okay, so I'll try and make some space next to me so I can deal with them. So I'll go left to right, but I'll say if anyone's got any preference, but we'll start with the Le Chocolate Crunch. Sounds a bit French. Okay, let's have a look. So, yeah, let's have a look. It's like this little heart-shaped one. So I'll make it a bit bigger so we can see. There we go. Yeah, so what's it say? So hopefully I've got the same, well, I haven't got the top part of it. I've got the bottom bit on this little menu here. Doesn't give you the little flavour at the top, which is a bit of a shame actually. It would be nice if it did both of them. Yeah, so we've got someone who knows how to work a room, win friends and influence people. So that's quite good. So it gives you like this little. This is like the chocolate, I guess, or someone who eats it maybe. So that's quite nice. So it's got this little blurb there. In fact, it's probably easier for me to actually read it on the screen behind. So buttery, crispy crumbs of caramelised French biscuits mixed with creamy milk chocolate to create a special Le Crunch heart. I don't know what a Le Crunch actually is. Is that something? I don't know. But I quite like those little. I do like those little descriptions actually. I think they're really good. That's quite nice actually. Nice little touch there. Yeah. So there we go. Okay, so we'll try that one first. So that's one we're going to work a room with it, I guess. So let's say we do have 4 of these. So we'll do the. There we go. Yes. There we go. Nice little heart shape. So the camera tries to sort of lock in on my face, by the way. I think that's why. I think it has some intelligence to know that I'm a person, so it looks at my eyes and things like that. That's why it's difficult to. But you can see there's some kind of layer there where it's been sealed or whatever. But not bad. Looks quite nice. Yeah, you both had a bit of snow up there, haven't you, in Scotland? It's not been. Well, it's just been wet where I am and cold, really. We don't even get the benefit of it looking beautiful. It's a bit of a shame. Oh dear. Okay, so there we go. Got the smaller camera on there. If it's roughly centered. Right, so we'll give a bit of a measure. Right, so you can see there, I mean, it's obviously a heart shape. It's not, but we'll give it a measure from sort of one side of the heart to the other. It's about 3 centimetres. Yeah, about 2.5 on the other side as well. And height, quite good height actually, about 1.9, I think. -10. Goodness me. I remember I used to, for a time I was in Holland and I just wasn't equipped for cold weather really. And I went there, I didn't have any gloves or anything like that. And basically I was wearing socks on my hands. It was about -10, -12, and it's flat Holland as well. I was right near the sea, so it was a ridiculously cold and my hands were almost destroyed basically. It was so cold. Yeah, I don't know how I did it actually, but there we go. Right, so there we go, give this a chop. So yeah, okay. Bit of a crunchy biscuit one, this one I think is the gist of it. There we go. So it looks like it's a bit of a truffle. You can see there. A thick chocolate on the bottom. It's going to be in danger of falling off that, so hopefully it'll stay. There we go. So you can see a big thick chocolate. Sort of seems to be a bit of a praline-y, truffly centre with biscuit pieces in there. It's the only one at that one as well. Quite a lot of biscuit, those little Rice Krispie piecey type things going on. Of course, it sort of makes it sound a bit better than it is, probably by saying it's some French Le Crunch or something. Crispy crumbs of caramelised French biscuits. Oh, that sounds quite nice. Cream milk chocolate to create a special Le Crunch heart. Okay, well, let's give it a taste then. Why not? That's what we're here for. Okay, let's give it a go. That's tasty anyway. You know what? It's it looks like it'd just be quite a mundane one, but it's not too bad actually. Nice chocolate at the bottom. So it's quite thick at the bottom. You can see that. That's the bottom. I'm holding it upside down. Not too bad. It has a bit of a strange. Has a bit of a hazelnutty taste, even though it's biscuit. I don't know. It must be the caramelised flavouring to it or whatever. It just gives it that sort of nutty texture somehow. Or taste. Not too bad, that one. I think it's quite a standard chocolate basically, but nonetheless it pulls it off quite well. It's let's say it's got biscuit pieces in there that are quite crunchy, but it got a bit of a caramel nutty, hazelnutty taste somehow, even though it just doesn't label it as having caramel in there. Not too bad actually, not too bad. I think it's nothing too exciting though, but it's probably one of those that would otherwise be very mundane in other sets that's been sort of, spruced up a bit to be a bit better than I think it would otherwise be. And it's not bad. I think that's probably a 3.5, 4, maybe high 3.5, low 4. I think that one. So okay, nothing to blow your socks off, but pretty solid chocolate. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. It's, it is a bit cold that way. Well, it's just because it's flat. If there's any wind or anything, it just comes off the sea or whatever. It's just not going to get. There's no natural wind breaks or anything like that in Holland, so it's very if it's cold you very much feel it. And I was right near the sea where I was as well, so it was it was cold. It snowed beautiful actually. I was with there's a lady from, digressing a bit here, but there we go. There's a lady from Mexico there as well. It's an international company, so it's a Mexican lady. I don't know if she's ever seen snow before, and it had a proper snow, beautiful snow falling. And I just remember her being at the window, just looking at it, just at our workplace. There's big office windows, and I just remember her just standing there looking at it, just saying, "Oh, it's like feathers," It's a very sort of nice moment to sort of see her experience. Really, never seen snow before, I don't think. So that was quite nice actually. Okay. Well, the second chocolate, the sticky toffee. There we go. So, okay. So there we are. So what have we got here? So exquisitely cheeky and curious. Loves the finer things in life. So is that me? Maybe, I don't know. That's the chocolate. Who enjoys it? I'm not sure. Sweet smooth caramel smothered in delicious milk and rich dark chocolate. So I quite like I do like the flavour text they got this. I like the way either the people or the chocolates itself's got this little description. People who eat them or the chocolate itself. I think that's quite nice. And I think this one looks pretty good actually. Quite a solid. Don't know. It's got quite a nice look to it. Nice design on the top. So that's all sort of feels quite solid, this bit as well. So it's kind of, it's blended in that sort of bit at the top. Yeah, I think it looks quite nice. I think we'll give it a bit of a cut. I quite like the look of this one. We'll give it a bit of a measure first, of course, as well. Can't not do that, can we? So the height of this one, let's see, about 2.2 centimeters, and the circumference at the bottom. You can see that really there, but hopefully you can. It's about 2.7, and circumference at circumference diameter, about 2.1. So obviously it's not flat at the top. Hi Andrew, you okay? Hope you're doing alright. Happy New Year. Might have seen you since New Year, I think, but Happy New Year either way. It does look very nice, this one. It looks a bit like a sort of, bit of a, I don't know, is it a blancmange or something? One of those desserts. It does look nice. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's cut it. If I can. Ooh, there we go. Wow, look at that. That does look very nice, doesn't it? Yeah, look at that. It's very good, that. So you can see at the bottom one. Trying to do. That does look very beautiful, actually. You can see the dark chocolate doesn't really go into the actual chocolate itself. It's kind of more on the outside than the inside, which is a typical thing that we sometimes get. But it's still there for a couple of millimetres at least. It's not too bad, especially on this side of it. Quite a thick chocolate there. It does look very tasty. Yes, Le Crunch, you missed Le Crunch. Yeah, it was okay. It was a bit more of a standard one. You know, it was actually better than a standard one you get in other chocolates. But it was a standard one for this set, if that makes sense. It had a bit of a caramelised, sort of hazelnut caramelly taste. It was nice, actually. It was nice, but you know, yeah, a bit of a standard one, I would have said. So yeah, but this one got a bit more to it. So yeah, I'll do one half at a time, shall I? You can see there, it's quite, oh, it's sort of stuck slightly to it, and it's relatively liquidy. Push them together. Let's see, it's there you go. Yeah. So okay, let's give it a taste. Yeah. It's a bit of a. That's why I always refer to it as a sort of butterscotchy kind of caramel. That one. Very sweet. Chocolate's quite thick and nice as well. Can't taste any sort of dark chocolate on the top particularly. Might add a bit of a flavour in there. Nice crack as well, sort of crunch as you bite into it, which is nice. It's a good caramel, this one. It's kind of like you know, I'm not too keen on the butterscotchy type caramel ones, but I think this one pulls it off quite well. It's just it's quite sweet, but the chocolate involved with it, sort of, I don't know, seems to work quite well with it. It's got a nice crack as you bite into it, which I thought was really nice. And while sweet seems to blend together quite well and works pretty good actually. It gives a bit of a tang on the back of the throat, but not too bad, that one. Better than better than other equivalents in other chocolates basically. And I think you know, they're just a bit too butterscotchy and a bit of nothingness to the chocolate. That was actually pretty good. And see, I think the caramel is not my favourite type of caramel. I think it's a bit more of a, as I say, a bit of a butterscotchy one, which is not my favourite. But as I say, I think delivered pretty well in this case. So I'm going to say probably a 4 out of 5 for that one. Not too bad. What's that, do Winnie the Pooh? I can imagine that Winnie the Pooh meme where he's wearing a Michael top hat. I haven't seen that one. You have to post that to me at some point. Sounds interesting though. Oh dear. Okay, let's see what we've got. Simply Chocolate. Well, this one doesn't sound too inspiring, does it? But let's have a look. What does it say? It's clearly got a bit of more of a description than just chocolate. So I'm putting it off to one side slightly so I can see past the camera to read it. So we've got the personal chocolate description. What does it say? Wonderfully eccentric, with an with an artistic streak. Decision making not a strong point. So there we go. Okay. All right, fair enough. A tantalisingly melange of rich dark chocolate and sweet white chocolate. Well, I mean, it's a bit unfair to call it simply chocolate because it's a tantalising melange of rich dark chocolate and sweet white chocolate. So it's saying about dark and white chocolate there, and it's not even mentioning milk chocolate, which is why I would have expected to be a simply chocolate one. So I'm actually quite impressed with that one. I'll say I do love the little flavour descriptions on this. I think they're really good. So let's have a look. So it's the same kind of shape as the Le Crunch chocolat. But wow, you can see here. I mean, look at this. It looks really nice, actually. If you bear in mind all the other sort of ones that have sort of talked about having white chocolate and things. I mean, even look on the bottom. Got the beautiful design on the bottom there. Probably more accident than anything else. It's probably been filled, and then as it's been dripped, you know, as the drip is kind of all the filling or the nozzle or whatever is moving away or stopping pouring the chocolate in, it's gone thinner, and that's what's caused that design, I would have said. If it focuses in better. Can't be focusing on my face. My face isn't visible. Will it do it now? I don't know. Yeah, it's wanting to focus on my face, I think. But there you go. You can see it, I think. But it looks very nice. I think that looks really good. So I'd like it to focus in a bit better than that. But yeah, there we go. I don't know what it's focusing in on, but yeah, see if I can cover it up. Doesn't want to do it. Technology, eh? What can you do? But you get the gist of it. I think that looks very nice. It's a nice design on the bottom of that. Yeah, that's very good. Also a shame to actually bake it, but you can see as well. I don't know if you can quite make. You probably can't make out because it's not focusing in properly. But you can see at the bottom. Oh, there you go. You can see it's kind of like a shell on the top, and then that's been filled in separately, sort of. That's the impression I get anyway. Yeah. So, okay. Let's turn the old other camera on so you can see a bit of a. It'd be nice if this other camera was a bit better quality. So I do apologise for that, but it's one of those. Okay, so as I say, let's have a look. Same sort of shape, same heart, asymmetrical heart shape. About 3 centimeters in diameter from the widest points. In height, roughly about 2.7. Well, that's the other diameter, I guess. And in actual height is about 1.5. I think I'm excited about this one. As I say, not a milk chocolate inside apparently. In this one, so it's just white and dark, which is interesting. Let's give it a bit of a chop. So it's going to be quite solid. Apologies if the camera gets knocked when I go through this. There we go. Wow, look at that. I have to say that looks very impressive, doesn't it? I hope it does focus now. Yeah, I mean that's a mixture of dark and white chocolate, isn't it? I mean, if you ever saw one, it's not like a simple layer. It's actually been folded in or whatever. That looks really impressive. If nothing else, that's a great effort there. I think they could have easily just done something very mundane, and they've actually done something that looks very special on the outside and on the inside, which you might otherwise not really see. So I think that looks lovely. Yeah, that's very beautiful. When you consider all the other white chocolate efforts we've seen, I've always said that the white chocolate's always an afterthought and never really a main part of any of the chocolate. You know, it's always like just a little bit on the top and you never taste it. It's always, or just a stripe or something, like a little layer. This one's really, I don't know, well, you know, if you're going to have white chocolate, you're definitely going to taste it in here. You know, the top and the bottom's got a major bit of it as well. Yeah, it does look nice, doesn't it, Alan? I think I'm very impressed with this one. Hope it tastes nice. That's fingers crossed. I mean, you know, I guess looking good is half the battle as far as chocolates go sometimes, but let's give it a go then. Let's give it a taste. Very solid as well. But you can kind of taste the layers as you're biting through it, or the textures of them. It's pretty nice actually. Kind of you're obviously going to taste the dark chocolate because the dark chocolate is quite strong and rich, as you can imagine. But it's interesting as you bite it, it does separate. Depending on how you bite it, of course, but it does separate into different layers and things. Considering it's just called simply chocolate, I mean, it really isn't. It's far from that, really. It's the most misnamed thing I've ever seen, I think. I'm really happy that it doesn't, and I got to taste the white chocolate as well. So you can taste the dark chocolate, and you do still taste the white chocolate, which is what really matters here. Because normally, I say white chocolate is always overshadowed. You can never taste it properly. I don't know. It's always just really not really in it. You know, sometimes when they're saying it's a white chocolate one, this one was really nice, and I think yeah, you could taste both the dark and the white chocolate, and it was such a lovely experience biting it and this layers separating, and the look of it was beautiful as well. Really solid chocolate as well, and but also, as I say, but layered and it also separates into those layers. It's really nice one, that one actually. A very nice experience, I think. It's not going to be one of those where it's going to blow your socks off because it is simply chocolate at the end of the day. There's nothing else in there, but it does what it says. And I don't think they could really have. I don't know. I'm glad they didn't put in anything else, like any truffles or anything like that, or made it, or some praline or something silly. And I think that's probably what they do mean by simply chocolate. And I'm glad they've done that. And I want to give it a 5 out of 5, but I just don't know if I can really, because I just don't know. I don't know. It doesn't. Well, maybe I will. I think I will, actually. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5, I think, for that one. I think I might be, you know, going a bit too far, really. I mean, I was going to say it doesn't have the X factor, but I think it probably does. I think the appearance of it is really nice. On the outside, you probably wouldn't see it on the inside. You would never cut it with a knife normally. You might, so you never really probably see that. You might bite into it, I think. I'm just going to bite one straight without you know, cutting it to see if you do get that layer effect. Sort of do. It's a bit ruined when you bite it. Obviously, you can see there, because of the layers, it's kind of come away at the bottom more than the top. If it focuses in. So you sort of get it. You know, you don't quite get it as much, but you can clearly see there's something special going on there. Yeah, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I think that could have easily been a lot more lazy than it could have been. It's probably really more of a high 4.5, a low 5, but I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt because I think that was a really special way of doing what is really just chocolate, and it didn't put any milk chocolate in, which you could have done either. It really went all out for the two extreme chocolates that you don't often get. Well, you get dark chocolates, but white chocolate, you don't often get something that really has white chocolate in it. And this one did manage to do it, even though it's got dark chocolate. And you had really good ratios there. You could see the white and the white chocolate prominent at the top and bottom of it. Let's see. Yeah, well, you can see it there at the top and things. Slightly at the bottom there, you can see there is quite a lot of white chocolate at the top and the bottom, and it works. The ratios are good. Yeah, so I think it's been well designed, well thought out. So yeah, 5 out of 5 that one. I'll say it is, as its name suggests, just chocolate, but well done. Oh yes, yeah. Oh really, a Costco double, honestly. Just goes to show, really, you can find these little gems every now and again, can't you? I don't think I haven't got a pass for Costco. It won't let me in. I don't think it's probably just as well, really, because I'd be just buying too much. But yeah. But yeah, an interesting one. But I think that one, as I say, did have a lovely taste of quality, lovely appearance. Just the ratios are really good. I'm very impressed with that one. And I think it would have otherwise been very mundane, and it wasn't. I think it was they've done a great job there. And I just think it's just the fact that the ratios have just worked really well, and you could taste the white chocolate, because remember, dark chocolate is quite strong. Yeah, they're very impressed with that one. I think it does deserve a 5 out of 5, really. Okay, so let's see what's the next one. Looks an interesting one. So we've got Praline Perfection. Now this one, I think you've heard me mention a few times. I'm just going to put it off to the right so I can read it. I'm a bit, pralines always appear in these chocolates, and they're always, there's so many of them usually. So I'm a bit, I don't know. I guess it's not this chocolate set's fault that pralines in all the other chocolates, and it's so, pralines and truffles, they're very similar, and yeah. But you never know. This one might be a bit different as well, but it's usually a bit of a mundane one, really. I'm just going to take a sip of my drink just to wet my whistle. I know you couldn't see that. It's just Pepsi or whatever, Diet Pepsi. It's not vodka or anything like that. Yes, here we go. So Praline Perfection. So, intrepid explorer loves to travel and discover new places, try new things. Okay, so there we go. Well, it's a bit ironic that it's been on the praline one, but anyway. So scrumptious praline combined with caramelised hazelnut pieces in a sweet white chocolate cup, topped with dark chocolate and crushed hazelnut pieces. Okay, so it's got white and dark chocolate again, so that's quite good. Again, staying away from the old milk chocolate, it seems. Now, let's have a look. So we've got a few of them. I think it's quite similar to ones they've had in the other set that we got. The other Lily O'Brien's one. So it kind of is. It's kind of these, which is good about this. The others don't look like that, but this one is reminiscent of those. And it might even be one that does appear in that set. We can see, not too bad. Got a nice sort of a shape on the bottom. I think this one had it on the top. This one we did before. Yeah. So obviously, yeah, similar-ish. Which one was it? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, not too bad. It looks quite nice, doesn't it? It looks quite nice. I think it is quite similar to one they had in the other section. Actually, I think it is probably one that was in that. But okay, here we go. Looks good anyway. But I reckon this one might be where I think the white chocolate is a bit overpowered by the other tastes, because you've got dark chocolate and hazelnut as well. But we'll find out. So 2.7, 2.8 in diameter. What's the name of the set? It's there you go. It's Petit Chocolate Indulgence. Yeah, you see, yes. Yeah, you might not be able to see it actually because of the live thing's over it, isn't it? But yeah, there it is. So I'll show you the. Let's see if you can see. Well, in fact, can I make this one bigger? Yeah. In fact, I'll show you. I've got the box here. Maybe basically if I resize it one, I won't be able to change it back. But there you go. Petite Chocolate Indulgence. There you are. There you go. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, very nice set. Glad you like the look of it. I'm assuming that's a good sign. Okay, so let's give it a quick of a measure. Yeah, and I think the fact that the varied chocolates, the other one we did, the winter chocolate dessert ones, whatever they're called, which was made by the same company, they were very nice, but they all look the same, whereas this one, they are very different. About 2.7, 2.8 wide in diameter, and about 2.3 diameter at the bottom. Okay, in height, about 2 centimeters in height actually, so quite good there. Okay, let's give it a bit of a chop. Just about to do it, yeah. So okay. I was going to say I had a feeling it was going to be the wrong way. Basically, the ones that were in that other set, if you cut them that way, it just collapsed. So I might put one back and just grab another one. Basically, if you cut it this way, you get better results. I only realised that after the review. Okay, there we go. Yes, it is one from the other set, this one, I'm pretty sure, or very similar to it. Okay, so you can see there. See a bit of the chocolate's falling away, but there we go. So you can see there, got the white chocolates come down a bit into the centre there, you can see. on the top camera one. But yeah, you can see that sort of layer of dark chocolate, and then the praline, and there's chopped hazelnuts on top as well. I'll show you there. There we go. An interesting looking one. Still looks good. No problem, no problem. Yeah, so it still looks very nice, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's move the other camera away. So very impressed so far with this set, I have to say. It's you know, it's definitely got something about it. Okay, let's give it a taste. Let's do it. You definitely get that slab of dark chocolate on the top, which I think is a good way of doing it. Get a good good praline taste as well. Chopped hazelnuts are there, of course. I mean, it's quite nice actually. It's quite the sort of praline's not too bad, or praline if you want to say it that way. I think it's quite interesting. Quite creamy as well. Which could be from the white chocolate also. I think the white chocolate's not strongly there, but nonetheless it is there, I think, and it does accompany it quite well because it's quite creamy. The praline in there. It's not sort of, you know, it's got a hazelnut taste, of course. You get quite a good set of textures, especially with the sort of thick dark chocolate at the top and the creaminess of the praline. Of course, the chopped hazelnut. So you do get a bit of a few different sets of textures and taste there, and they all do stand out and work quite well together, actually. I just think pralines, I've just got a bit fed up of it, really. It's just a bit, because in all these selections, I had my Thornton's Continental selection box, and I reviewed them, and then there's all these, and they all have about 3 or 4 different pralines in there, and other things that are sort of very similar to pralines. So I'm a bit pralined out, really. So that's a bit of a shame. But there's only one in this one. I'm going to try not to hold it against it. But nonetheless, it does taste of a typical hazelnut praline at the end of the day. But it is done quite well. You can taste the dark chocolate on the top. It's got a nice hard texture, like you crack through. The white chocolate accompanies it pretty well as well. And also you've got the texture change, sort of differences. What with the chopped hazelnuts, a very creamy centre, and I'll say that hard dark chocolate. And then of course there is the white chocolate around the outside as well. So all in all, it's not too bad. I think I'd say I'm probably put off by the praline side of it, and you know, I'm difficult to get too excited about it. So I don't know if I can really. You have to bear that around and give it my rating. Really, I don't know if I can. You know, hard for me to remove that bias now. But I think still I'm probably going to give it a 4 out of 5, and I think that's probably fair enough. I don't think it's not too exciting, but it has a lot to it. As I say, the textures and the taste, but it's just at the end of the day, it is still a hazelnut praline, and I think they've been done to death very much. And there's nothing too extravagant about the praline side of it, but it does work well together. So I think a 4 out of 5 for that one. Okay, so we've probably got the 2 exciting ones, I would have said. I mean, these ones for me are always quite exciting in chocolate selections. Pretty much, Andrew. I think we've kind of done it by fluke, really, because the 2 on the far right are really what I would say are the ones that are the most exciting. Although the others have turned out to be very nice, but you've got the sort of cream ones here, raspberry creme and the orange chocolate ganache. Has anyone got any preference which ones to do? Both look very. I mean, they both look very good, really. Yeah, let me know. It's about 6 seconds delay, I think. So let me know if you want anyone before the other. But they both look very interesting. Obviously, the cream ones, or the creme one, is obviously a cream or a creme, and then the let's see. Yeah, I think they both look very interesting, really. Let's see. Cool collector items, yeah. So let me know. Orange first, you say? Orange first. Let's just have a look see if I can. Yes. Yes, let's see. Yes, so orange first. Okay, I'll do the orange one first. I thought you might like the raspberry one first, I have to say, because I remember you saying about, yeah. Yeah, I remember you saying about the last one. I think it was the dairy box, wasn't it, about the raspberry ones? But although the orange one you did mention a lot, Andrew, as well. So yeah. It's going to work. Okay. Right, wipe my hands a bit before I start on that one. Yes. Okay, so the orange one. Yes. Okay, so what have we got? It's cool, collected, environmentally aware. Oh, reuses, recycles, upcycles as well. There you go. Rich chocolate ganache. Just going to be wiping the plate while I'm at it. Rich chocolate ganache infused with Brazilian orange oil in a dark chocolate shell topped with sweet white chocolate drizzle. Okay, so I'm expecting the white chocolate drizzle to be a bit overshadowed by things. But nonetheless, it does look to have something there. That's the usual white chocolate we get, where it is a bit, you know, overshadowed by stuff. I'm just trying to clean everything up while I do all that. So there we go. Okay, That's an interesting one, doesn't it? It does look an interesting one. Okay, right, okay. I'm going to wipe my hands there enough. Okay, right, alright, so let's do that one then. Okay, so actually what's quite good about it as well is that the sort of the white chocolate is, you can see, actually something separate. It's not just part of like a swirl in the chocolate, so there will be some substance to it, which is quite interesting. I think that was quite, yeah, that's not too bad, that, because normally, as I say, normally these ones, you just have the, you know, you can just imagine it being just a swirl inside the chocolate, you know, itself, if that makes sense, and it not really tasting anything. But this one, you might get something from it. But it's just kind of like one of these, just a sort of cubey, pyramidy type one. I'm not sure what the name of that shape is, but it's, you know, it's like a, it's not quite square anyway. You can see it sort of goes upwards slightly. Okay. You can see as well at the bottom there's a bit of a better there where it's obviously been poured in a bit. Okay, let's have a look. It's about 2.5 centimeters in diameter at the bottom, and at the top it's gone down to about 2.1. Okay, and the height about 1.4. So there we go. Okay, not too bad. Right, let's give it a bit of a cut. Okay, I'm just worried about just chopping into the chocolate a bit. I'll just clean my knife a bit. Okay, it's got hazelnut truffle on it or whatever. Okay, yeah, a bit worried about chopping into the white chocolate, but well, we'll go for it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so you can clearly see the white chocolate's just come away there. What I was worried about, but I can put it back on. Okay, so there we go. It looks quite, looks very inviting actually, doesn't it? Now let's just see what was the description again. Chocolate ganache. Okay, so this is kind of, okay, so it's going to be very sort of rich, dark chocolate basically. It does say chocolate ganache, not dark chocolate, I think, but dark chocolate shell. Okay, yeah, with white chocolate drizzle. So the white chocolate's a bit superfluous, I guess. Well, not superfluous, but a bit non-existent almost. But there is some there nonetheless. Looks very nice. Okay. Right. Right, okay, let's give it a go. It does look pretty, yes. The dark chocolate, yeah, it does. And the centre, yeah. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Try having the whole thing as a whole, because it's got a lot of white chocolate on the top, so well, at least that helped me eat more of the white chocolate. So let's give it a go. Yeah. Very difficult to make out the orange taste, I would say, actually. It's there, but it's very, it's almost, it's very, well, what can I say? It's almost barely indetectable, or barely detectable, rather. It's so kind of, I think the dark chocolate ganache, whatever, is so strong, so thick with dark chocolate. It's more the ganache rather than the surrounding chocolate, really. It's just, I don't know, it's just not enough orange oil in there, I guess. It doesn't really taste enough of it. You wouldn't know it was orange. I might have to have another one just to try it, actually. Just give it another try, just in case. Yeah, so the first disappointing one, I would say, because you can't, you can't detect the orange taste at all. It just really isn't. It's just non-existent, pretty much, to be honest with you. I'm trying to think. At first, I was thinking, well, because I know it's there, I can taste it, but I'm not even sure of that, to be honest with you. I think I might be just making it up. Just got some melted chocolate on my hand. I think it's yeah. I mean, it's very dark chocolatey. You can really just taste dark chocolate. There's like a, obviously there's the ganache in the centre, and that's okay. But it's very yeah. I don't know. It's just very dark chocolatey, and that's really all you can taste, to be honest with you. The dark chocolate's nice, got a nice crunch to it, a crack to it as you bite into it on the outside. Yeah, the centre's kind of like, yeah, typical, not an overly sweet ganache or anything, it's just a sort of liquidy dark chocolate almost. It's very sort of dark chocolatey, and that's really all you can taste, which is a very bit of a shame, especially when it's called the dark chocolate, ganache, or orange chocolate ganache rather. It should be called the dark chocolate ganache, I think. I mean, this is the first disappointing one out of the lot because it doesn't really deliver what it's meant to be, other than the dark chocolate part. yeah, I would have to say it's quite disappointing. I think, yeah, though it's still nice though. But there's just the orange is just, yeah, I don't know. I say it just really tastes of dark chocolate, and even the ganache part I would say is mainly overshadowed by the dark chocolate side of it. I think it's probably. Can I give it a 2 out of 5? I think it might be a bit harsh, that one. It's very nice dark chocolate though. It does taste nice. It's not overly rich. There's a nice crack to it and things. I might say, well, I've got to give it a 2, I think, because it doesn't really taste. There's no orange taste in it. I can't really give it a 3. It's average. I think it's a nice chocolate. As far as dark chocolate's concerned, but it is just nice. You know what I mean? It's nothing special, but there's no orange in it really that I could taste anyway. So I think I've got to mark it down for that. So 2 out of 5. That one. So that's the first disappointing one. What a shame. I was really sort of expecting good things from that, but that's a bit of a shame, that one. Well, hopefully then we've saved the right one, the raspberry creme. Let's see what that one says. Let's have a look. Raspberry creme. Never want to sit still, and a real live wire with a penchant for taking risks. Okay. Raspberry infused chocolate truffle, smothered in rich dark chocolate and topped with sweet white chocolate. Okay, so I think this might be one that's been in another selection as well. It does look, again, I don't know really. I can't remember which ones I've done so many reviews recently. It's difficult, but it does look familiar. It looks more like one that's perhaps from Hotel Chocolo, actually. So you can see there, this is where the white chocolate is part of the one. Oh yes, and the other one as well, I completely even forgot. The other one had a white chocolate bit on the top, didn't it? You can't even taste that either. It's a bit, it's a bit more distinct than other white chocolate ones. That sometimes just have something on the top, but you couldn't really taste that. So that's, again, it's just all dark chocolate. Even to the point where I even forgot there was white chocolate on the top of it. Okay, so back to this one. This one looks pretty nice. It does look like one from Hotel Chocolat. It's got that same, when you're getting a pack of 6 or whatever. It's an interesting one. Let's say, is it just raspberry cream? Is there anything else in it? Raspberry infused chocolate truffles. It's a truffle one, so we are kind of getting back to that. Smothered in rich dark chocolate, topped with a white chocolate, sweet white chocolate. Okay, so it is truffle. Okay, so we're back in that territory again, which is a shame. But let's have a look. Okay, there we go. There we are. So we'll give it a measure at the diameter at the bottom, which is roughly 2.5. So we have, after all this, we did end up with we had a praline and we had a truffle, so 2 of them. So yeah, it's pretty much a third, isn't it? And you could say the ganache one's not too far away. Yeah, okay. It's about 1.5 centimetres in diameter at the top, about 2.5 at the bottom, pretty much. And the height, about 2.5 centimetres. 2 centimetres rather. 2 centimetres in height. Okay, so let's give it a chop. So we'll see. This is where I'm interested in, because I'd like to see really. Let's give this another. That's because like chocolate ganache, it just got everywhere. I'd like to see how thick this white chocolate is. Basically, because is it just going to be just a bit of nothing again? Let's have a look. Hopefully, it is as thick as it looks. Okay, well, it does come off actually, which is a good sign. So you can see on one side it's just completely come off. It's only very thin though. You can see the truffle in the centre is very, well, I don't know, white chocolate. Does it even mention it? This is raspberry creme, raspberry infused chocolate truffle smothered in rich dark chocolate and topped with sweet white chocolate. So it doesn't say anything about the truffle being, I don't know, white chocolate truffle or anything. It just says it's a, chocolate truffle. So, okay, must be a white chocolate truffle. So that's interesting. That does add to it. You can clearly see it will focus in on the chocolate. Don't know if it's going to. It's focusing on my hand behind, which is not great. But yeah, so it's going to, it looks interesting. Definitely looks a bit different. As I say, the white chocolate's fallen off on the bottom bit. Okay, yeah. Right, well, I think we should give this a taste. Interesting one. I think we might hopefully have saved the best till last. We shall see. Yeah, let's give it a go. You definitely can taste the raspberry this time. Interesting one, actually. Yeah, very interesting. It's it's kind of I don't know. I wouldn't say that the cream tastes of white chocolate. It just tastes really of a raspberry cream, creme. but it's not very strong. It's very sort of very thin, smooth, melt in the mouthy sort of cream. You know, it's not like a truffle or anything. You know, it literally just, it's quite thick, but it, you know, melts in the mouth. It's very subtle raspberry taste, not as subtle as that orange one, of course, so you can actually taste it. Yeah, and it has a very much a dark chocolate taste. I couldn't really taste the white chocolate on the top. I mean, I think it might add a little bit of flavour, but I couldn't detect it. I mean, it's too small, really. I'm going to say the dark chocolate there is quite strong. You know, there's mainly dark chocolate there, really, as far as taste is concerned. It does work quite well because it gives you the taste of a bit of a dark chocolate, raspberry bar or something, if that makes sense. You know, something mainly dark chocolate but with a raspberry flavour, and that's what it comes across really as. You know, it's quite nice in the middle as well. The cream was quite tasty. I think it wasn't as good as you'd think. Basically, is the short of it though. Really, it was okay. The raspberry cream was just a bit too weak and a bit too much of a nothing. Is the gist of it. Yeah, so unfortunately we kind of ended on a bit of perhaps the last three chocolates were a bit of the weaker ones really. Less exciting. I think they started really good, but this one again is a bit of a letdown really. The raspberry cream it's a bit too yeah, I don't know, it's just a bit too plain. It's just not the raspberry taste is just very weak. The sort of like the cream in the middle, the medium that holds it is a bit of nothing as well. It doesn't really have any real substance to it as such. In more ways than one, it's just a bit of nothing. So it really just tastes a bit like a sort of dark chocolate, which is the outside, which is quite nice again. It's got that crunch to it. You know, it's got the typical stuff. The white chocolate on top, couldn't really taste it. You know, might change things slightly, but it's mainly because the dark chocolate's so powerful. You're really just getting the dark chocolate taste. Yeah, so I think for that one again a bit disappointing. I think it's probably a 3.5 out of 5, maybe a 3 really. But I'll perhaps yeah. It's probably a high 3, low 3.5. I think I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and give it 3.5, but I think it probably is a 3 really. I think it's just a bit weak. So yeah, so that's the set really. We've done all 6 of them. So yeah, a bit of a mixed bag. Started off so good actually. The first 3 were really up there. I think it was lovely to have all the different descriptions and sort of personality types to the chocolate, or those who eat them, or both. I thought that was quite interesting. It started, you know, it got really good, and I think as I say, the Simply Chocolate one was such a nice surprise and something a bit different as well. It was so you know, so a bit special really. But then after that, we got sort of like a mundane praline that we'd already seen in one of the other sets they did. And then we did the orange and then the raspberry. And the orange one was a bit, well, you didn't even taste the orange, and you couldn't taste that white chocolate on the top. Then the raspberry one barely tasted the raspberry. There was a bit of nothing really. It just was a bit uninspired, you know. It didn't really convey itself. Like for instance, the Simply Chocolate one, the way that sort of conveyed the 2 different types of chocolate and things was so nice, and the ripply effect, the way you ate it, and the way it looked and tasted, you know, worked really well. And you know, I don't know. I guess I mean, the crunch chocolate was a bit, you know, was okay. The sticky toffee wasn't too bad. A better one than normal of these sort of toffee, sort of caramelly ones you get in these sets. Yeah, so I don't know, a mixed bag. I think probably one that's more style over substance as a whole. I think it started off looking like it would be more, you know, quite a lot of substance really. But it didn't. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't quite turn out that way in the end, unfortunately. I mean, I think, but the ones that were really good are really good. You know, the Simply Chocolate just was really nice, and I think that was the main one really. I think the other ones kind of were a bit more mundane, I think. But it was a bit interesting. It looks very nice. The box looks great. Let's say I think the older Lily O'Brien ones look really nice. It's a very nice, interesting set. You know, you get a good distribution. You get it's 5 of each, I think it is 6, 12, 18, 20, 30. 5 of each chocolate, and they all get 5. So the good distribution. Yeah, you know, so. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing really. So I think, you know... Oh, sorry, you're saying yes. I know I want to try and review some of these H boxes. Yeah, with Toto Chocolat. I'm going to try and do those soon, I think. Do look very interesting, those ones. Yeah, and as you say, I think that's it. You know they should have a powerful set of flavours, don't you, really? And that's the gist of it. And I think that's what's missing in a lot of the more standard chocolates. And these sort of more specialty ones, you'd think would have it for sure. And it's lacking in this one, really. And I think that's the problem. And especially with the more mundane ones, like the praline ones, which are sort of so standard now, yeah, and truffly ones, you know, they're just so mundane really. And I think that sums up this one. It just doesn't deliver on the flavours you know, really. That's the gist of it. It's got nice chocolates and things, as I say, but just, I don't know. I think they're just quite mundane, other than perhaps the Simply Chocolate one, I think, and yeah, and disappointing, I think, in others. So what can I give it? Well, I don't know. I think it's probably gone down a bit from what I was going to give it. I think, I don't really think I can give it too high, because I don't think there's anything that really, I'd say the one that stands out is just, you know, at the end of the day, is really just chocolate. And as nice as it is just quite a chocolate one. And I think I think from, you know, the praline afterwards, they were very mundane, really. And I don't think they quite lift it. Can I really give it anything higher than I don't know. I think I'm struggling to, I don't know. I think I'm going to struggle to give it, I'm tempted to give it more than this, but I don't think it's the right decision. I think it has to probably be, yeah, a 3 out of 5, I think. I was going to give it a 3.5. I think it's quite a high 3 out of 5, but I just don't think I can really say that most of it is quite average at the end of the day, unfortunately. And even though some of them were really good, I think the fact that one of them just didn't taste anything like it was meant to, and the other one only just did, and then there was some sort of mundane praline from another set. It wasn't too bad, but at the end of the day, it wasn't anything great. I think overall there's just nothing. I think that just lowers it down a bit, really. Yeah. Thanks, Al. I'm glad you think so. Yeah, I was going to give it a 3.5 out of 5, but I just think what with having a chocolate that doesn't taste anything like orange that's meant to be, and the raspberry one hardly tastes a raspberry. You know, and then, yeah, I don't know, and the other one's just been, I just think the excitement level goes down, really, when the best ones are just quite mundane, really. And I say the sticky toffee one wasn't too bad, but it wasn't amazing, you know what I mean? So I think as a whole, it's kind of just made the set quite average, really, and I think that's why I've gone for 3 out of 5. I don't really think I can give it higher than that, and it's a bit of a shame, really. And I think, you know, if you'd asked me halfway through, I was thinking this is at least a 4, maybe a 4.5, you know, because I thought it's only going to get better from here. We've had some pretty good chocolates and one pretty great one, but then the others just really brought the excitement level back, and they brought the standard back. It just really brought it back to earth, really, with a bit of a bang, to be honest with you. And I think that's why it's gone for 3. So maybe if we'd done it the other way around, I might have been more inclined to give it 3.5, but I still think, you know, I'm on the cusp of it now, and I might have gone the other side, because I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't think I would have done. I think I would have come back and said, look, you know, that orange one, it just wasn't good enough, and the raspberry one wasn't really either. Especially with the raspberry one as well, and the orange one, they both have white chocolate sets on it, and perhaps even the praline one, and all those 3 with white chocolate don't work. I was just saying before how the white chocolate's always sort of a bit like never thoroughly, you know, featured fully, and doesn't really taste white chocolate. You never taste it. And I say now the Simply Chocolate one managed that, and then all the other 3 after it didn't manage that either, you know. And it's just, yeah, so, you know, bit of a shame. But yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think when you see it, well, it looks great. I mean, I think it's still a good gift for someone. I think someone would appreciate it. It looks beautiful. It's a lovely set, and you get a lot of chocolates in there. Really, you get 30 chocolates. I say with a milk tray, you only get, you know, what's it called? 17. It was in the same size box. I mean, obviously, it probably costs half the price, really, to be honest with you. But you know, but then you get roughly half the chocolates. So, you know, it does look good. After October, you do get 10 different types. Well, I think these ones, yeah, you just, you know, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a good present for someone, and I think they will appreciate it. Yeah, you know, it's one of those, isn't it? I think all these chocolate selections do suffer quite heavily from just having a lot of similar things in it, you know, and I think that's the problem. Having truffles and things like that, you know, but there we go. So overall, a 3 out of 5. Well, there we go, guys. Yes, hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed this review. Another one, really. So I might. I've got another chocolate selection to do, but I might do something a bit different next week. So watch this space. I've got a couple of other ideas. I was going to do as regular reviews. You know, there's still going to be reviews, of course, but there might not be chocolate selections as the gist of it. So I might do something a bit different. So yeah, I've got something I was going to do. I was actually going to review it today, and I thought, you know what, it would make quite a good live review. So I've got a couple, 2 or 3 of those I've got planned. So I think you'd still like them. But just in case I don't do it or whatever, I won't say what it is. Keep you in suspense. Or suspenders, as I always used to say. Yeah, so there we go. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Alan. Thanks for coming as well, everyone, by the way. And thanks for your comments and things like that. It's really nice to hear from you. And I hope you're doing okay and having a good 2021 so far. Not the best of starts, I don't think, to the year for obvious reasons. But, you know, I think it can only get better, can't it? Fingers crossed anyway. So, yeah. But, yeah, well,
Enjoy your chocolates if you have any. Let me know what you're getting up to with chocolates and things like this. Always great to hear from you. As I say, if you're watching this after the event, leave a comment or free. Always lovely to hear from you as always. And if you're watching this now and watch it again after the event, leave a comment or free. It's always good to hear from you again. I might see you in the Discord chat as well. If you links in the description, you want to come and chat to me there. Always great to hear from you, as I say. There's other people there as well, so it'd be lovely to hear from you. Yeah, thanks Alan, thanks Scotty, thanks Andrew. Everyone else who's watching who didn't make a comment, I know you're there still. It's very much appreciated that you're here, so thank you so much. Take care everyone, have a lovely day. Bye for now, and I'll see you soon.